All right, I just stopped for lunch, so it's clearly the perfect time to talk about food safety. Now, when you're traveling in India, a lot of people are worried about the food and all these things, so let's talk about it. I think the most important thing, though, honestly, when talking about food and staying healthy and all that, is just to make sure you're not super paranoid about it, actually. So you do need to be careful about the water. You definitely do not want to drink the water in India, not the tap water. You can be mindful even with ice. Make sure it's ice that, it's like round package. Someone bought this ice. They didn't just, I don't know, find it somewhere. But when it comes to food, the great thing about a lot of restaurants, even here in Thailand as well, a lot of people, you see them preparing the food. They're making it out in the open, so you can see the standards of cleanliness. You can see if everything looks okay, or if it looks like there's an issue or something like that. So that's a really great thing. I've actually heard more stories about people getting sick from eating at really fancy 5-star restaurants where they couldn't see what was going on in the kitchen, versus people who are eating food that was prepared hot on the side of the road. You see what's happening. If it looks good, eat it. And with that, about if it looks good, eat it, about the trusting your instincts thing. If you kind of see a place and you get kind of a weird vibe, don't eat that food. It might be in your head or it might be real. But either way, if it's in your head that there's something weird about the food, it's probably not going to go down very well. So the main thing you want to remember with food safety is to eat food that you feel good about, looks good, feels good. But I gotta be honest with you guys, I got sick one time when traveling. It was at a nicer restaurant and it was really brutal. But after that, after I got sick one time, I started eating anything. I don't know, I just decided that my stomach was strong. And I was in Myanmar, eating fruit on the side of the road. I was like, yeah, let me get that papaya with the flies on it. That looks amazing. Like, I didn't care, I just started eating whatever. And I felt good about it though, and I was fine. Same thing in India, I never got sick. But here's the thing to remember. So I didn't get sick because honestly, okay, are we friends now? I think we're close enough that I can get just a little bit into TMI with you guys. So I lean towards constipated versus diarrhea. So it's not really, so I think you need to know which way you lean. If you lean diarrhea, India's probably gonna push you over that edge, okay? And you need to be prepared. So you need to travel like with some Imodium or something like that with you so that you can plug it up if you need to and stop whatever onslaught that could be happening as a result of the curry that you've eaten a few hours prior. But if you're like me, if you lean a little bit dry or constipated, I wouldn't be too worried, but do be prepared. If you're not used to eating a lot of things like rice, this can have an effect on you. If you're not used to eating a lot of things like the breads, that can affect you. So whichever way your body leans, have something for that. If you lean a little bit like me, bring some stuff for that just in case. Have these things with you that you're bringing from home so that you know that if you do run into an issue, you're prepared. Because the last thing you want is the situation that I was actually in, which is staying at a place by yourself with no medication, okay? That happened to me. It was not a pretty thing. So be prepared. Be prepared for every scenario. Be prepared for constipation. Bring something. Why not? Bring something for diarrhea just in case you get it. There's no harm in having these things with you on your person. But remember, don't be paranoid. It's not necessary. It is common for a lot of people to get sick in India. They actually have a term for it. It's called Delhi belly. That's how common it is. For me, Delhi belly was not getting sick. For me, Delhi belly is when you're eating so much in Delhi and India that you just get fat, and your belly starts to grow. So maybe you'll get the sick Delhi belly, maybe you'll get the Roman style Delhi belly where you just get a little bit round. Either way, the food in India is really delicious, so come prepared, ready to enjoy it. Another thing I'm going to say about the food is about spicy. So it is India. So if you're from a Western culture where you're not used to any sort of spice in the food, you may notice that it is there. But I'm a person who loves hot food. It's not that hot. So it really just depends upon where you are with your spice tolerance. India will let you know. And it'll let you know fairly quickly. So there is something for everyone, but if you can't tolerate spice, make sure you just tell people. The other thing is, if you are in major cities, especially like in Rishikesh, Dharamshala, so many of these places do have restaurants that are geared towards tourists. Lots of Israeli food is around, so you don't have to only eat Indian food if you're traveling to some of these bigger cities. There are other options for things that you can eat. So remember, Go there, enjoy it. Don't be paranoid. Just have a good time. And I'm going to